French prosecutors have demanded a 20-year jail sentence for Dominique Pelicot, who is accused of drugging his former wife Gisèle for a decade and inviting 50 men recruited online to rape her. Mr. Pelicot, who has admitted to the charges, should also undergo medical treatment for 10 years, prosecutors said. 20 years, the maximum sentence for rape under French law, is both a lot and too little given the gravity of the acts that were committed and repeated, said prosecutor Laure Chabaud, referring to an assessment of Mr. Pelicot made by a psychiatrist earlier in the trial. Ms. Chabaud said that the defendant presented multiple sexual deviances. Verdicts and sentences are expected next month. He saw pleasure through a desire to submit, humiliate and debase his wife, the person he claimed to cherish the most in the world, Ms. Chabaud told the court, saying that Mr. Pelicot, 72, should be re-examined at the end of his sentence before being released. Another prosecutor, Jean-François Mayet, said the trial had shaken up society and that what is at stake was not a conviction or an acquittal but to fundamentally change the relations between men and women. Mr. Mayet paid tribute to the courage and dignity of Gisèle Pelicot, who was in court as she has been most days since the trial began in September. Her decision to waive anonymity and have an open trial has led to a huge amount of interest in the case, which has in turn sparked a nationwide conversation on rape culture, consent and chemical submission, drugging someone for the purposes of coercion or assault. On Monday morning, posters reading 20 years for everyone had appeared on the walls around the Avignon courthouse, where the trial is taking place. However, it is unlikely the 50 defendants in this extraordinary case will be handed sentences this long. The longest jail term requested by prosecutors today, excluding the 20-year demand made for Mr. Pelicot, was for Jean-Pierre Marichal, a co-defendant who is not accused of raping Gisèle Pelicot, but who has admitted to drugging and raping his own ex-wife on Mr. Pelicot's advice and instruction. He is facing 17 years in prison. Prosecutors also demanded 10 years for most of the other 19 defendants, whose cases were examined today. The majority of the 50 accused deny the charges of rape, arguing that they cannot be guilty because they did not realize Ms. Pelicot was unconscious when they were invited to the family's home by her husband, and therefore did not know they were raping her. But prosecutor Ms. Chabaud said that in 2024 we can no longer maintain that because she didn't say anything, she consented. She added that neither the circumstances nor the behavior of Gisèle Pelicot could have led these men to believe that she agreed to be subjected to these sexual acts in her lethargic state.